So, I know people say the algorithm, but as you have a following online, you start to realize that your followers may come from a particular category. What do I mean? It means you do something that they like. And this is where you can hit the lottery, basically the jackpot, or it could be horrible for you. And people will criticize you, right? That's, I think, where luck really comes in, because I have seen people do the same thing. So, like, two different people do exactly the same thing, and one person might get a lot of love and attention from her audience, and another person might get a lot of hatred. So, that really depends, right? And I think this is where you can, agree or disagree with me. But I think the majority of you guys who actually listen to my content are just romantic people. Like, even though there is spicy stuff here, or there are some delusional, crazy audios which are just me speaking nonsense, me being a little bit cringy, I feel like, a lot of you are just trying to find somebody in life. And, you also have your cravings, which you want to indulge, which is nothing wrong. But at the same time, it's like, we're looking for somebody, which is kind of interesting, because I'm not the person right now, who really wants somebody in their life. And if there's something I think I really enjoy about myself, which I think I do well, and which is something I think a lot of you appreciate, is how I don't sugarcoat, and I'm pretty real about the things I say. Meaning I'm very real. I don't know a different word, but I will tell you what I think. I don't like beating around the bush. That's never been my personality. Like, I would never say, oh, your dress is kind of cute. But I'm not really sure what else you can do with that dress. Like, I would say, your dress is cute, but you need to get rid of those buttons. I'm very, very in your face. And this is something I think I learned definitely from my mom. Except my mom doesn't know how to read the situation. Meaning, maybe I could be in a very depressive state, and she would tell me, oh, your shirt is ugly, or you don't look good with those pants. You gotta be a little bit careful sometimes, because people's emotions do play a huge role. And the expression, like, if you have nothing good to say, then don't say it at all. I live by that. And the funny part is, I never really say to myself, oh, I should do this because I'm a girl. Like, those thoughts have not really entered my head ever. Like, the fact that I started teaching myself how to produce in a male-dominant field just kind of shows that I really don't care about gender roles. I really don't. Some people do. I get it. It's definitely an environmental and society thing. But I am okay with somebody who is shorter than me. I am okay with you not meeting standards. And it's funny because people always say, so-and-so needs to meet a certain standard. The truth is, life is full of contradictions, and I think people don't realize that. Like, they say, oh, you must get married and have a family. But you do realize people don't get married. Or people do get married and they don't have happy lives. I hate it when people say, If you don't marry, you're going to end up dying alone. Like, that has always been never logical for me, because what if you're the last one alive in your family? You're going to end up alone, right? And there are so many situations where no one can take care of you when you're older, so they put you in nursing homes or in, certain cares that you're technically alone, because people do have to live their lives, and I understand that. It's a very complicated situation that I feel like if I talk about it, it'll be a 20-minute long, even maybe an hour-long audio. Regardless, yeah, it's kind of interesting. I feel like a lot of you are romantic, but you have your urges, desires, which is fine. Now, the thing is everyone going to be open to that? Meaning, if you want to fulfill your cravings every single day, not everyone is open to that. Some people don't have any. That's why I find relationships to be very complicated, because it's 2 or more people. Yes, or more, because we're in that age at this point, right? Now, this is where I guess you can pick. If you feel like, having a third person, being polyamorous or amorous, is not your thing, then it'll be just somebody else, right? But yeah, definitely having somebody else in your life, in a relationship, is tricky, because now you have 2 different point of views or more. You have different perspectives. You have different attitudes. Also, the way you the way you grew up, your environment really shapes you into who you are. So yes, you're going to clash. I feel like that's something that's going to happen. You're going to clash with your ideologies. And that's fine, because you need to talk about it and, realize, oh, okay, does so-and-so what they're saying make sense? Or, can you convince the other party why your ideas make sense? I could tell you that different influences I've had online really change my perspective in life. And I feel if I never let those ideas come into my life, I would be, narrow-minded, or I'd be stuck in one track. And that's the hard part. The truth is, there are a lot of people who just won't let go. I've met a lot of people who really will not let go of their ideologies. It's very tricky. Life in general is very tricky. Well, actually, living life is simple. It's just who we're around really makes it tricky. Regardless, I can always say, have some patience in your life. Sometimes be a little bit brave, right? If no one is approaching you, or no one, wants to be with you right now, maybe it's because people won't approach you. You would have to do the approaching, and that's difficult. I don't blame you. If someone approaches me, I feel overwhelmed. So, get to know the person. If you see that they get flustered or they try to avoid certain situations, then try different means of communication. Some people are just definitely more open to text messages or, emails, but I don't recommend that. I don't know. You just gotta figure it out. I can't tell you, really. So now in reality, now that I'm done recording this audio, I realize that this is the most useless audio ever. And I'm glad I can give you some useless advice. Because why not? I guess just to conclude the audio, if you want my opinion, I'd rather go home or be indoors at your house on a first date with a home cooked meal than be at any fancy restaurant where the bill is like $200. That's just my opinion. Nothing better than some home cooked food at home. You might think, oh, it's too basic. But basic is better sometimes. Trust me. You want to know something even more basic? When my parents got married, you know where my parents celebrated? My mom makes it a little bit of a joke, but my parents are broke, so you're broke and in love, you have to do the most, right? I'm gonna extend this audio because actually you should know. So my parents, I don't know how wedding rules work, but they needed somebody there, like a witness, right? And after the wedding was over, the witness, my mom and my dad, they're married at this point, right? My dad gave my mom some money and told her to take the witness and her and go celebrate in McDonald's. And my dad went back to work. And just to clarify, my dad did not join in his own celebration. I hope we understand that. And my dad got my mom. So you'd be surprised with who you will land with in the future. Just give it some time. Things will work out. It's just gonna work out. I just don't know how, but it will.